How is money created? What is money? Why does money depend on trust? This is the little knowledge about money. Most of the money in the economy is created not by printing process at the central bank, but by banks when they provide loans. Before you dive into the money creation, remember to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more information on personal finance and money matters. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Louis, your financial educator. Most of the money in the economy is created not by printing process at the central bank, but by banks when they provide loans. So what is it? Why can it be created so easily? Through the ages, money has taken various forms, from gold and silver through the two types of money used today, cash and bank deposits. The vast majority of all money in the world is held electronically as deposits, with just a small proportion held in physical form as cash, banknotes and coins. People deposit money in banks in part for security reasons, because holding large amounts of cash is risky as it could get lost or stolen, but cash continues to be important. What can you do with money? Money makes it easy for people to buy and sell things. It is seen as a reliable medium of exchange between buyer and seller. But money has other uses too. It helps you to store value. For instance, if you want an ice cream worth $2, you could enjoy it right now. But if you didn't, it will melt and that value would disappear. But if you were given $2 instead, you could spend it anytime you like. Businesses use money when they price things. If you get your car fixed by a mechanic, you will be charged in dollars and cents. The price could be listed in other units, bags of rice, pints of milk, etc. But money offers a shared standard that everyone can use, making it easy to compare prices. What has money been like in the past? Throughout history, people have used all sorts of things as money, such as gold, feathers, and cowrie shells. Historically, as trade increased through the centuries, commodity money such as gold and silver was used in most countries. In the 16th century, goldsmiths began storing gold coins for customers and issuing them with receipts, which could be converted back into gold on demand. Carrying precious metals around is a considerable physical burden. Over time, people started to use the receipts instead. These receipts became a form of money themselves and forerunners of the banknotes used today. The reason money works when you pay for things is because people trust its value. Historically, you could exchange banknotes issued by US for gold, but the link between notes and gold was broken a long time ago. So nowadays, it makes more sense to think of money as a kind of IOU. To understand how money works, a good place to start is to think of a world without money. In such a world, people could barter with one another. A fisherman could trade some of his catch for fruit grown by a farmer, say. Of course, this wouldn't always be very convenient. For one thing, you wouldn't always want to exchange goods at the same time as the person you are trading with. Using IOU notes could help with this. In the summer, when the farmer gives the fisherman berries, the fisherman could write the farmer an IOU. Later in the year, the fisherman could fulfill his promise by delivering some fish to the farmer. While this could work on a small scale, in modern society, people buy a huge range of different goods and services. If anyone relied on IOUs, it would soon become a very complex system. Because of the chain of IOUs involved, you might end up having to trust people you had never met before. Plus, you need to trust that all the IOU notes you were receiving were genuine. So, once you understand the IOU rules, how does money make it easier to buy and sell things? Because of these complications, using money is an easier and safer system for all involved. You can think of money as a special type of IOU, one that's accepted by everyone. When money is issued by a central bank, people are able to trust the value of the notes as they are all coming from a single trusted source. The person who receives the money can trust its value, that they too will be able to exchange it for the same value of goods or services. What else can affect how much your money is worth? For a $10 note to be worth $10, people need to trust the note is genuine. But how much you can buy with it also matters. This is why price stability is important. For instance, if prices go up drastically in a short time, you can't buy as much with your money, and it becomes difficult to predict how much your money is worth. In really extreme cases of hyperinflation, prices have gone up by many times each day. This happened in Zimbabwe in 2000 and resulted in people simply refusing to use the Zimbabwean banknotes. In fact, money is more than banknotes and coins. So how does it work? If you have a bank account, you can use what's in it to buy things, typically with a debit card, because you can buy things with your bank account. We think of this as money even though it's not cash. Therefore, if you borrow $100 from the bank and it credits your account with the amount new money has been created, it didn't exist until it was credited to your account. This also means as you pay off the loan, the electronic money your bank created is deleted. It no longer exists. You haven't got richer or poorer. You might have less money in your bank account, but your debts have gone down too. So essentially, banks create money, not wealth. Banks create around 80% of money in the economy as electronic deposits in this way. In comparison, banknotes and coins only make up 3%. Finally, the central bank allows commercial banks to transfer money back and forth. This is called electronic central bank money or reserves. Can banks create as much money as they like? No, they can't. Regulation limits how much money banks can create. For example, they have to hold a certain amount of financial resources called capital. In case people default on their loans, these limits have become stricter since the financial crisis. Banks also risk going bust if they lend out money left, right, and center. For instance, people borrowing money will probably spend it. If they make payments to people who have accounts at other banks, their bank will need to transfer the money to that other bank by sending it some of its electronic central bank money. So if one bank lends out too much money, at some point it will not have enough electronic money in its account with the central bank to pay to other banks. Every new loan that a bank makes creates new money. While this is often hard to believe at first, it's common knowledge to the people that manage the banking system. By creating money in its way, banks have increased the amount of money in the economy by an average of 11.5% a year over the 40 years. This has pushed up the prices of houses and priced out an entire generation. Of course, the flip side to this creation of money is that with every new loan comes with a new debt. This is the source of our mountain of personal debt, not borrowing from someone else's life savings, but money that was created out of nothing by banks. Eventually, the debt burden became too high, resulting in a wave of defaults that triggered the financial crisis. To sum up, that's how money is created, mostly via debt. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.